Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the first ever I2U2 virtual summit, India, Israel, UAE, USA to increase investments in fields of water, energy, environment, health and space. Inaugural I2U2 meet focuses on food security, crisis and clean energy. In a joint statement, innovative ways discussed to ensure longer-term, more diversified food production and food delivery systems to manage global food shocks. 75-day COVID vaccination Amrit Mahotsav to commence from tomorrow to provide free COVID booster doses to people between 18 and 59 years at government COVID vaccination centres. Centre urges all states and union territories to take action in line with Health Ministry's guidance issued on tackling of monkeypox. Centre extends scheme for rebate of state and central taxes and levies till March 2024. Government says India to continue to stand with people of Sri Lanka to realize their aspirations for prosperity and progress through democratic means. India's ace shuttler Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu, NHS Prannoy advanced to quarter-finals of the Singapore Open Badminton Tournament. And in cricket, match between India and England underway in the second ODI at Lord's in London. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that under I2U2 framework, India, Israel, UAE, USA are working to increase investments in the fields of water, energy, environment, health and space. He said that I2U2 has set a positive agenda from the very first summit, and by combining the skills of the nations, they can come together for the good of humanity. Addressing the first I2U2 summit in a virtual format, the Prime Minister said they will work towards ensuring food security and propelling development initiatives globally.
I2U2 ने एक सकारात्मक एजेंडा स्थापित कर लिया है। हमने कई क्षेत्रों में ज्वाइंट प्रोजेक्ट्स की पहचान की है और उनमें आगे बढ़ने का रोडमैप भी बनाया है। I2U2 फ्रेमवर्क के तहत हम जल, ऊर्जा, परिवहन, स्पेस, स्वास्थ्य और खाद्य सुरक्षा के 6 महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्रों में ज्वाइंट इन्वेस्टमेंट बढ़ाने के लिए सहमत हुए हैं।
Mr. Modi added that the joint projects in many areas have been identified and a roadmap has been made to move forward in them. He stressed this cooperative framework is a good model for practical cooperation in the face of increasing global uncertainties. He expressed confidence that with I2U2, significant contribution will be made towards energy security, food security and economic growth globally.
I2U2 का विजन और एजेंडा प्रोग्रेसिव और प्रैक्टिकल है। अपने देश की परस्पर स्ट्रेंथ, कैपिटल, एक्सपर्टाइज और मार्केट्स को मोबिलाइज करके हम अपने एजेंडा को गति दे सकते हैं और वैश्विक अर्थव्यवस्था में महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दे सकते हैं। बढ़ती हुई वैश्विक अनिश्चितताओं के बीच हमारा कोऑपरेटिव फ्रेमवर्क व्यावहारिक सहयोग का एक अच्छा मॉडल भी है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि I2U2 से हम वैश्विक स्तर पर एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी, फूड सिक्योरिटी और इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ के लिए महत्वपूर्ण योगदान करेंगे।
Leaders of India, Israel, United Arab Emirates and the United States, I2U2s, have said that the inaugural I2U2 leaders meeting focused on the food security crisis and clean energy. In a joint statement, the leaders today said innovative ways were discussed to ensure longer-term, more diversified food production and food delivery systems that can better manage global food shocks. The leaders said they intend to mobilize private sector capital and expertise to modernize infrastructure, advance low-carbon development pathways for industries, improve public health and access to vaccines, and advance physical connectivity between countries in the Middle East region. The I2U2 leaders highlighted initiatives on food security and clean energy in their joint statement. The UAE will invest $2 billion to develop a series of integrated food parks across India that will incorporate state-of-the-art climate-smart technologies to reduce food waste and spoilage, conserve fresh water and employ renewable energy sources. India will provide appropriate land for the project and will facilitate farmers' integration into the food parks. US and Israeli private sectors will be invited to lend their expertise and offer innovative solutions that contribute to the overall sustainability of the project. These investments will help maximize crop yields and help tackle food insecurity in South Asia and the Middle East. The I2U2 group will advance a hybrid renewable energy project in Gujarat consisting of 300 megawatts of wind and solar capacity complemented by a battery energy storage system. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today participated virtually in the first I2U2 summit along with Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid, UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and US President Joe Biden. Briefing media in New Delhi this evening, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra said Prime Minister Modi had a frank and purposeful conversation with the other I2U2 leaders on strengthening economic ties. He said the summit had a very positive, constructive and tangible agenda which included discussions on promoting specific joint projects.
The Prime Minister had a frank and a very purposeful conversation with the other I2U2 leaders on strengthening economic ties in our respective regions and beyond. The summit had a very positive, constructive and tangible agenda which included discussions on promoting specific joint projects and also discussions on common sectoral areas for the benefit of our respective countries as also for our regions.
Mr. Kwatra said that I2U2 was conceptualized during the meeting of the foreign ministers of the four countries, which was held in October last year. It is broadly aimed at encouraging joint investments in 6 mutually identified areas, that is water, energy, transportation, space, health and food security. Through this grouping, the intention principally is to mobilize the private sector capital and deploy it for many areas of economic cooperation.
A 2-day meeting of the BIMSTEC expert group on cybersecurity cooperation is underway in New Delhi. The meeting is based on the agreement made during the meeting of the BIMSTEC National Security Chiefs held at Bangkok in March 2019 that the BIMSTEC expert group will formulate an action plan to deal with cybersecurity challenges in the BIMSTEC region. The in-person meeting is being chaired by the National Cybersecurity Coordinator, Lieutenant General Rajesh Pant, and will witness the participation of delegates from Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Thailand. All the delegates are experts in cybersecurity. India, as a lead country for security sector in BIMSTEC Forum, has taken the initiative to organize this meeting on cybersecurity cooperation and develop a plan of action on cybersecurity. The 75-day COVID vaccination Amrit Mahotsav will commence from tomorrow to provide free precaution dose to all eligible population at government COVID vaccination centres. The special drive is aimed to increase uptake for the precaution dose of COVID vaccine among the eligible adult population 18 years and above. The Union Health Ministry said this special COVID vaccination drive is a part of the celebration for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan today held a virtual meeting with Health Secretaries of State and Union Territories. He urged all states and UTs to give an intensive and ambitious push towards full COVID vaccination coverage by vaccinating all eligible beneficiaries and covering them with precaution dose. The centre has asked states and union territories to ensure availability of Sputnik V vaccine and functionality of private COVID vaccination centres to increase the uptake of precaution dose of Sputnik vaccine. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written a letter to all Chief Secretaries and Administrators of states and union territories in this regard. More than 199 crore vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 11,76,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, 20,139 new COVID cases were reported in the country. India's COVID recovery rate is currently at 98.49%.
The centre has written to all states and union territories reiterating some of the key actions that are required to be taken by them in line with the Health Ministry's guidance issued on tackling of monkeypox. In the letter, Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan said that continued spread of monkeypox disease globally calls for proactive strengthening and operationalization of public health actions for preparedness and response against the disease in India also. Kerala has reported the country's first case of monkeypox in a Kollam native who arrived in Thiruvananthapuram airport from United Arab Emirates. The centre has rushed a high-level multidisciplinary team to Kerala to collaborate with the state health authorities in instituting public health measures in view of the confirmed case of monkeypox in Kollam district of the state. The central team of Kerala comprises of experts drawn from the National Centre for Disease Control, Dr. RML Hospital, New Delhi, and senior officials from the Ministry of Health, along with experts from Regional Office of Health, Kerala. Union Health Minister said that the team will work closely with the state health departments and take a stock of on-ground situation and recommend necessary public health interventions.
The Union government has directed the e-commerce platforms to sell Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani drugs only after customers upload valid medical prescriptions from registered practitioner on the platforms. The Central Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA, has issued an advisory to e-commerce platforms on sale of Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani drugs. The Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry said consuming such drugs without medical supervision can lead to severe health complications. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said a task force has been constituted to coordinate the progress of filling up of the vacant posts as per the recruitment plan. Last month, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had reviewed the status of human resources in all government ministries and departments. He had instructed to recruit 10 lakh people in mission mode in the next 1.5 years.
The Women and Child Development Ministry has issued guidelines for Mission Shakti scheme. This scheme has been launched for the safety, security and empowerment of women. It seeks to realize the government's commitment for women-led development by making them equal partners in nation building. The key objectives of the mission are to provide care, support and assistance to women and to put in place quality mechanisms for rescue, protection and rehabilitation of women who are victims of crime and violence. The scheme is also aimed at improving accessibility to various government services available for women at various levels. The centre has extended the scheme for rebate of state and central taxes and levies till March 2024 to boost exports and job creation in the textile sector. The Ministry of Textiles stated that the rates of exports of apparel and garments will continue the same as earlier notified by the ministry. India's overall exports in June this year are estimated to be around $65 billion, exhibiting a positive growth of over 22% over the same period last year. The Commerce and Industry Ministry said the overall exports in the first quarter of this financial year are estimated to be around $190 billion. The overall imports in June this year are estimated to be over $82 billion, exhibiting a positive growth of over 55% over the same period last year.
Ladakh moved one more step forward towards carbon neutrality in the Union Territory. In Leh, a tripartite memorandum of understanding was signed for pilot green hydrogen technologies between Ladakh Union Territory Administration, National Hydropower Corporation and Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Councils of Leh and Kargil. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha today announced its support to NDA's presidential candidate Draupadi Murmu in the 18th of July elections. With this, yet another opposition party has supported in favour of Ms. Murmu, who is also a former governor of Jharkhand. The JMM party, led by Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, is in alliance with Congress and RJD for the government in the state.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla stressed that no word has been banned by the Lok Sabha Secretariat and only those words will be expunged which are unparliamentary in nature. The response came amid the controversy wherein some members of parliament and political parties have raised objection over several words which have been listed as unparliamentary by the Lok Sabha Secretariat in its new booklet. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Mr. Birla said context is important rather than words. He said if any word is being used during the proceedings of the House which is unparliamentary in context, then it will be expunged. He said issuing the list of unparliamentary words is a routine process of the Lok Sabha and this practice is in existence since 1954.
जो देश के लोकतंत्र के लिए, चर्चा संवाद के लिए, लोकतंत्र की गरिमा के अनुकूल नहीं थे, उन शब्दों को विलोपित किया है। उसमें कुछ राज्यों की विधानसभाओं और देश की अन्य लोकसभाओं या वहां के अपर हाउस, उनका संदर्भ भी उसमें दिया गया है। ये लोकसभा की एक प्रक्रिया है। पीठासीन अधिकारी मानते हैं कि ये शब्द जो बोला गया है वो संसदीय नहीं है, तो उसको एक्सपंज करते हैं, विलोपित करते हैं।
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses first ever I2U2 virtual summit. India, Israel, UAE, USA to increase investments in field of water, energy, environment, health and space. Inaugural I2U2 meet focuses on food security crisis and clean energy. In a joint statement, innovative ways discussed to ensure longer-term, more diversified food production and food delivery systems to manage global food shocks. 75-day COVID vaccination Amrit Mahotsav to commence from tomorrow to provide free COVID booster doses to people between 18 and 59 years at government COVID vaccination centres. Centre urges all states and union territories to take action in line with Health Ministry's guidance issued on tackling of monkeypox. Centre extends scheme for rebate of state and central taxes and levies till March 2024. Government says India to continue stand with people of Sri Lanka to realize their aspirations for prosperity and progress through democratic means. India's ace shuttlers Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu and HS Pranoy advanced to quarter-final of Singapore Open Badminton Tournament. And in cricket, match between India and England underway in second ODI at Lord's in London. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
You are listening to our program Northeast Diary, bringing you enchanting stories from the northeastern part of India. This program is broadcast every Thursday and Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on FM Gold and on our app News on AIR. We look forward to you walking this journey with us twice a week, every week.
Welcome back. You are tuned to the evening news on All India Radio. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Uttar Pradesh on Saturday and inaugurate the Bundelkhand Expressway at Kaitheri village in Orai Tehsil of Jallaun district. The 296-kilometer four-lane expressway has been constructed at a cost of around 14,850 crore rupees under the aegis of Uttar Pradesh Expressways Industrial Development Authority and can later be extended up to 6 lanes as well. The central government will soon launch a nationwide campaign, Har Ghar Tiranga, to inspire countrymen to hoist the national flag at their homes to mark the 75th Independence Day. The initiative has been taken under the aegis of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, for which the Ministry of Culture is the nodal ministry.
National School of Drama will organize a festival, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 22nd Bharat Rang Mahotsav, to remember and pay tribute to the freedom fighters. The festival will be organized from the 16th of July to 14th of August and entry will be free. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today we remember social reformer and educationist Gopal Ganesh Agarkar. Gopal Ganesh Agarkar was born on the 14th of July 1856 in Karad Taluk of Satara district, Maharashtra. He first met Tilak at the Deccan College where they were classmates. The Tilak-Agarkar duo set up a series of educational institutions to promote education and social reform and instill patriotism among the masses.
Editor of Kesari, the leading Marathi newspaper founded by Lokmanya Tilak. Gopal Agarkar believed that the need for social reform was more immediate. Thus, he started his own periodical, Sudharak, in which he campaigned against the injustices of untouchability and the caste system.
Remarriage. The great social reformer continued to work till his last breath and died on the 17th of June, 1895. AIR News pays tribute to the great nationalist.
Also on the 14th of July 1942, Quit India resolution was passed by the Congress Working Committee.
After the failure of the Cripps mission, Gandhiji called for a voluntary British withdrawal from India. From 29th April to the 1st of May 1942, the All India Congress Committee assembled in Allahabad to discuss the resolution of the Working Committee. Although Gandhiji was absent from the meeting, many of his points were admitted into the resolution, the most significant of them being commitment to non-violence.
On the 14th of July 1942, the Congress Working Committee met at Wardha and resolved that it would authorize Gandhiji to take charge of the non-violent mass movement. The resolution, generally referred to as the Quit India Resolution, was to be approved by the All India Congress Committee meeting in Bombay in August.
On 7th and 8th August 1942, the All India Congress Committee met in Bombay and ratified the Quit India Resolution when Gandhiji gave the mantra of do or die.
We also remember martyr Gangaram. He was serving the English East India Company Army but left it during the First War of Independence in 1857 for taking part in the resistance against the British rule. He fought the British on several occasions and also offered financial assistance to his fellow rebels and encouraged them to attack British establishments.
Gangaram was caught by the company troops in one of their attacks on the rebel positions and put on trial for desertion, mutiny and aiding the rebellion against the British. He was sentenced to transportation for life with labour in irons in 1857 and sent from Bombay to the Andaman Islands, where he died in captivity on the 14th of July 1858. We salute the brave martyr, Gangaram.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Home Minister Amit Shah has congratulated countrymen on the inclusion of India's first UNESCO World Heritage City of Ahmedabad in the list of the world's 50 greatest places of 2022 by Time magazine. In a series of tweets, Mr. Shah said, since 2001, Narendra Modi's visionary ideas as Chief Minister laid the foundation for creating world-class infrastructure in Gujarat.
The annual Kanwad Yatra begins today on the first day of the holy month of Sawan. The annual pilgrimage is resuming after a gap of almost 2 years. The Yatra, which did not take place in the last 2 years due to COVID-19 outbreak, is expected to be attended by around 3 to 4 crore devotees this year. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today emailed his resignation letter to the Parliament Speaker. Sri Lankan Speaker's office said the Speaker has received President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's resignation letter. The embattled Sri Lankan President had fled to Maldives earlier this week and today took a Saudi Airlines plane to Singapore. The External Affairs Ministry today said that ensuring peace, prosperity and stability in all countries of the region is an important aspect of neighbourhood first policy of the government as well as vision for security and growth for all. Briefing media in New Delhi, Ministry spokesman Arindam Bagchi said, this is clearly evident in the case of Sri Lanka in the multifaceted relationship that India has with the island nation.
Ensuring peace, stability and prosperity of all countries in the region is an important aspect of neighborhood first policy as well as our vision for security and growth for all, that is Sagar, and the commitment we have demonstrated in helping the Sri Lankan people to address the challenges that are arising out of the current situation in that country. We will of course continue to stand with the people of Sri Lanka as they seek to realize their aspirations for prosperity and progress through democratic means and values, as well as established institutions and constitutional framework.
The spokesman pointed out that India responded with urgency to assist the people of the neighbouring country in overcoming economic hardships.
In Manipur, the functioning of the district-level Khelo India Centre will begin soon. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh today handed over cheques amounting to 5 lakh rupees each to District Youth Affairs and Sports Officers of 16 districts of the state for the purpose. The Ministry of Sports has taken up the initiative to establish 1,000 Khelo India centres across the country under the Khelo India programme of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In badminton, ace Indian shuttler PV Sindhu, Saina Nehwal and HS Pranoy today advanced to the quarterfinals of the ongoing Singapore Open tournament. Indian Olympic medalist PV Sindhu defeated Vietnam's Nguyen Thoi Linh in the second round of the women's single category and reached quarterfinals. Nehwal defeated China's Ping Jiao in the second round of the women's single category, while HS Pranoy defeated Taiwan's Chou Tien-chen and entered the quarterfinals.
In cricket, England were 222 for 7 in 45 overs against India in the second one-day international of the three-match series at Lord's in London when reports last came in. Earlier, India won the toss and invited the hosts to bat first. The Sensex and the Nifty today fell marginally. Both stock indices slipped amid negative global markets. A report from the business desk.
The Sensex lost 98 points to finish at 53,416. The Nifty fell 28 points to end at 15,939. At the Forex market, the rupee weakened 24 paisa against the US dollar to close at 79 rupees and 88 paisa against the American unit. Gold was trading at 50,150 rupees per 10 gram. Silver was trading at 54,800 rupees per kilogram. And Brent crude was trading at $97.10 per barrel. Anubha Rohatgi for AIR News.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be around 27 degrees and the maximum around 37 degrees. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature will be 25 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 28 degrees. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be around 27 degrees and the maximum around 34 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum around 34 degrees. Srinagar, Jammu and Muzaffarabad will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in Srinagar will be around 16 degrees while the maximum around 27 degrees. The minimum temperature in Jammu will be around 24 degrees and maximum around 33 degrees. In Muzaffarabad, the minimum temperature will be around 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum around 34 degrees. Leh will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain, while Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In South, Hyderabad and Bengaluru will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Thiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. And in the northeast, Guwahati, Imphal, Aizawl, Shillong, Itanagar, Kohima, Gangtok and Agartala will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the first ever I2U2 virtual summit, India, Israel, UAE, USA to increase investments in fields of water, energy, environment, health and space. Inaugural I2U2 meet focuses on food security crisis and clean energy. In a joint statement, innovative ways discussed to ensure longer-term, more diversified food production and food delivery systems to manage global food shocks. 75-day COVID vaccination Amrit Mahotsav to commence from tomorrow to provide free COVID booster doses to people between 18 and 59 years at government COVID vaccination centers. Centre urges all states and union territories to take action in line with Health Minister's guidance issued on tackling of monkeypox. Centre extends scheme for rebate of state and central taxes and levies till March 2024. Government says India to continue to stand with people of Sri Lanka to realize their aspirations for prosperity and progress through democratic means. India's ace shuttlers Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu and HS Pranoy advanced to quarterfinals of the Singapore Open badminton tournament. And in cricket, match between India and England underway in the second ODI at Lord's in London. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.